Hello and welcome to the Purple Druid Podcast. My name is Steven, and today I'm going to be talking about really, whatever is on my mind. So sit back, grab yourself a cup of coffee and a cigarette or, whatever, and enjoy. What is on my mind today? Well, today I'm thinking about a campaign idea. I kind of want to start a new campaign, or at least begin doing some adventures in another area, and I'd like to explore some new ideas. So what I'm thinking is beginning a new batch of characters on a new night and starting a campaign on the old module, the Isle of Dread. Now, we'll call this the Land of Terror campaign because we're going to make a lot of changes. We aren't going to just run the Isle of Dread and, deal with various bad guys that have been made up by other people in the past. We're going to also make some changes regarding character classes, and I think I'd really like to limit the amount of technology and magic that's available, kind of make it a little more Bronze Age, a little more primitive. I think what we'll do is, really the island map itself will be the boundary of the entire campaign, because no one will be able to sail away from it. And I think we'll place it in the World of Weirth, but we'll place it far enough away from the mainland that no one goes there, so we don't have to worry about any sailors or trade or anything like that from the outside world. So having said that, I think the PCs will all be natives of the island, perhaps lizard men, or those Rakasta cat people, which I think might be kind of cool, or shipwrecked sailors. Now, I know I said I didn't want any contact with the outside world, but there's certainly something to be said for shipwrecks, bringing different people to the island, different technology to the island, perhaps spell books or what have you. So I think the idea of shipwrecked sailors as possible characters, and definitely as NPCs, could be a lot of fun. The spell list, I'm thinking, will be based on the traditional image of a shaman or a medicine man, very limited in terms of what it can do, and I think possibly even mostly defensive and utility spells. I think the offensive spells will really keep to a limit, as well as arms, armor, equipment. All of it should be back in the Stone or Bronze Age. Possibly just, all of the starting PCs really should be Stone Age in terms of their equipment, and let them get onto the main part of the island and discover new technologies. The lizard people, the cat people. I think that could be a lot of fun. I do, like I said, still want to make this part of the World of Weirth setting, so we'll still use the magic system, we'll still use the task resolution system, and we'll still use the saving throws that Brian helped me develop for the game. Now, for the rule set, other than magic, task resolution, and saving throws, I'm wondering if we shouldn't do this as BX Rules as Written, or perhaps Rules Cyclopedia Rules as Written. We'll keep some detailed logs. I'll ask the players as well to keep detailed session notes, and we'll publish that all together on its own page, its own blog, if you will, for session reports, a design journal, and also just, playing the game, what happened and why we did those things, why the players made the choices they made. I think that could be a lot of fun. For brainstorming, I need to put the official map on some big hex paper, make a lot more room, draw some primitive style handmade maps for the areas that the player characters are familiar with. Perhaps there's a shipwreck, and the loot of the shipwreck has an outline map, and perhaps some other maps of the area, perhaps some fancy high tech like crossbows or swords, metal weapons they wouldn't have otherwise had access to. I definitely want to place the resources as well. I think the resources will play a big part of it. Your copper and tin mines. Who are the slaves that dig these mines? And I have a note here to create a kind of honor or counting coup system for the civilized people to avoid death in war, because the main populated area is that little peninsula down in the southeastern corner. And so because that is such a small area and the population is so low, we don't really want them going to war with each other per se, although they should have conflicts. It's not going to be an Edenic existence. I do want to make the magic more blood magic. I want to get really warlocky with this. Your shaman class, your necromancer class. I think there should be, instead of a thief, perhaps we'll do a tracker. Definitely a pirate or a sailor for the shipwrecked characters. The fighter class, perhaps we'll have a navigator, a craftsman, a warrior, a hunter, things along those lines. Another spellcaster would be a wise woman, something like that. And I also really like how they build the zombie culture into the fabric of the island. So I think that part of necromancy and using the zombies as slaves could be a really cool thing to explore. So, like I said, classes will be based purely on fighters, magic users, and thieves. And then we'll have some backgrounds that will provide extra abilities for task resolution. This may even be an opportunity to really develop the basic class / template system that I've been thinking about for a while. And that might have to be part of another podcast. So let me know what you think. I think this could be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to continuing the project. I do have a big stack of reference materials. I shared it on Twitter not too long ago, but basically the reference materials are going to include the Goodman Games version of the Isle of Dread rulebook, also Brian D'Amato's novel, The Courts of the Sun. Fantastic novel with some really creative cultural ideas. And then, of course, your Edgar Rice Burroughs, At the Earth's Core stories, Robert E. Howard, Gods of Bal-Sagoth, more Edgar Rice Burroughs, Escape on Venus, and Graham Rose has a RPG game book out called Paleomythic. And I think I'm going to take a look at that and perhaps base some of the character class templates on some of the ideas and concepts that he's got in that. So we'll definitely be taking a look at what's possible and what can be a lot of fun. If you're interested in playing, please go ahead and leave a comment down below in wherever the comments can be left, or hit me up on Twitter at World of Weirth, WEIRTH. This is the Purple Druid, Stephen, signing out.